Hello everyone, Alan McCannon here today. We're going to talk about the foundation of the shot. The foundation of the shot is the start, the move, the first thing that happens, and this is what I call the foundation of the shot. Everything has to happen after this, just like building a house or any other project. It has to happen after you get the foundation in. So this is a very important part of the whole shot. Now, you know, new shooters, you tell them, now you need to wait on the target, and they'll wait and the target goes flying past their gun and then they go trying to chase it down. But as shooters gain experience, they tend to get in sync with the target more. Now, you know, we all know that this happens in milliseconds. So it's a learned trait. And what happens with the more experienced shooters, they will tend to move just a few milliseconds too soon. And what happens then is they actually are too far in front of the target, so they're ending up having to try to bleed lead or shoot a decreasing lead. This is a hard shot to make, but if you will wait, you're better to wait just a little too long than you are to take off a little too soon. You know, hold point, look points dictate, and reaction times dictate how this move's made. You know, and a lot of shooters, a lot of other great shooters will tell you that they look to the side of the gun. One great shooter, probably one of the greatest of all times, told me he looked in the window where he could because he wanted to see the target just as soon as he possibly could. Another great shooter told me both of these world champions, he told me, he said if he could do that, you know, that would be wonderful, but he is not disciplined enough to wait that little bit longer. So he looks to the side of the gun. Hey, they both won multiple world championships, so, you know, who's to argue with either aspect of their game. But for me, I look in the window when I can. The reason I look in the window when I can is that gives me a consistent look point. In other words, every field's got a window, every house, high house, low house. So if I look at the edge of the window, now I don't hard focus on this, but I look there. And when I see the flash, then I've got plenty of time with my hold point before I have to start that move. The problem that I have occasionally is I want to start that move just a little too soon. And as shooters, we don't want this target to beat us. But in all reality, we can swing that gun 10 times faster than that target is moving. But for some reason, we're scared it's going to beat us. But you got to trust yourself to know, hey, you know, I'm better off if this thing beats me a little bit than I am if I get too far in front of it. You get too far in front of it, that's slowing the gun down, trying to shoot decreasing lead, slowing the gun down, then starting over and so forth is just, it makes for very erratic swing, and most of the time it's not very productive. So if you will wait and make sure that you're leaving just in front of that target, you still sustaining the lead. Some people might call it pull away, you know, but I want to leave just in front of that target. Then I want to pull my gun to the right lead in front of that target and pull the trigger. This way I know my gun speed is always as fast or faster than the target speed. If I leave too soon, and I'm way out in front of that target, I've got to slow the gun down to try to get in sync with the target. This matching the gun speed and target speed by slowing the gun down is a whole lot harder than it is to accelerate the gun a little bit and get that a little bit more in front of the target of the right sight picture. So, you know, if you're disciplined enough that you can look in that window, and you may not be, you may be one that has to look to the side of the gun. Either way, the start of the shot is one of the most important parts of the shot. You know, what happens after the start until you pull the trigger is, you know, it's important, but, you know, pulling the trigger when the picture is right and the gun speed and target speed are matched is the critical point. And it's a lot easier to match that gun speed, target speed, if you don't leave any too early. You're better off to leave just a millisecond later. The ideal thing would be to move exactly in the perfect spot to where you are maybe just having to pull what might be perceived as 6 inches more lead as you're making the turn or making the swing on the target. That would be the perfect thing. Another reason I like to look in the window is, besides a consistent look point, is gives me that longer time to see the target. I get a little longer to judge it than if I look to the side of the gun. If I look to the side of the gun, it's almost a startled reaction move for me than it is a good smooth move. When I look in the window and I make a good smooth move with the target and I leave at the right time, even if it is just a little late, the smooth and the shot is so smooth and the swing is so smooth, it just makes all the difference in the world. So I hope this is a good tip for a lot of y'all. Remember, it all is about the start, the first move of the gun with the target. I'm Alan McCannon. Good day.